I'm Natty, and this is, I'm Natty, the creator of early in the morning, Small or Buy Small. I've created this to be a safe space for small business owners, especially during these times. They need our help. We're primarily in the Bay Area, California, but potentially anywhere if you offer a virtual service or shipping, national, international shipping. So today I am here with Chris and Shane from Untitled Yoga.
Hi, thanks so much for having us, Natalie. And thank you for doing this. How incredible to just help spread the word to all these small businesses struggling right now. So thank you so much. It's really, really special.
Yeah, my pleasure. I want everyone to know how awesome you guys are. So
well, yeah, thanks for joining all of our classes too, Natalie. You're a huge supporter.
Yes, I am the biggest fan, I think, right? Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, totally. So I am one of those people that walked away from a quote unquote great career to just follow my dream, and everyone thought I was kind of crazy. I was working in the tech industry marketing and loved it at first, and then I started to dislike it more and more, and I was miserable. It was like showing up in my body. You know all about that as a Reiki practitioner. And meanwhile, I was practicing yoga 5 times a week, and that was like my refuge, like my safe place for sure. And so I decided to enroll in yoga teacher training. And then I did something crazy, and halfway through training, I just quit my day job and took a total leap of faith and became a yoga teacher, and it worked out really well. I ended up managing studios, eventually running teacher trainings on my own, and ended up co-owning the studio. We bought into a studio in November, right before the shelter in place and COVID hit. And unfortunately, we lost that studio. But yoga with a mission has always really spoken to me. The studios that I worked at were donation based, and like nowadays, all of these studios are charging $20, $30 for a drop-in, which is great. Like they have to make a living, they have to pay their rent. But what ends up happening is pricing it outside of a lot of people's reach, and it becomes for this very elite group. And we believe that the essence of yoga is that this powerful practice should be available to anyone who wants it. So we decided to keep that mission going and provide accessible yoga to the world now because we can go virtual. So that's kind of how Unite by Yoga was born. We offer live streaming, pay what you can classes to anyone that has internet and $5 can take our classes from all over the world. So it's pretty incredible. Especially right now when so many people have lost their jobs and there's this mental health crisis in the country, I think it's more important than ever to have some sort of movement practice, some sort of meditation practice, just anything to keep you grounded. Yeah.
And I'm Shane.
Hi, Shane.
He's the husband.
I'm just here to watch. Yeah.
He's the supportive husband.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shane brings a lot of marketing experience.
Chris and I launched this together. It's obviously a lot of work behind the scenes, and we've got a lot of teachers. We've got over 20 teachers, something like that. So it's actually a pretty large small business that we set up. But like Chris said, we're all about the mission and giving accessible yoga to people. So our goal right now is just trying to spread as much awareness about it as we can and get as many people in the doors and joining the community.
So I think you're maybe the first of your kind because you do not have a physical studio, right?
No.
Right.
Yeah, we owned a part of a studio in Oakland for a while, and then it had to shut down for obvious reasons. And then, after that, like Chris said, we were looking around online trying to find something that kind of matched the experience of that kind of community that we had, and we just had a really hard time finding it. Classes, we found a lot of video on demand. There's a ton of video on demand out there, but that doesn't really have the energy or the accountability that you would want from a live class. And then all the live classes that we found were pretty limited. There weren't a lot of class times available, or they were really expensive. So we're like, I think there's an opportunity to create something that is more accessible, that happens, 7 days a week, multiple classes every day. We have 15 different types of yoga that we offer. Like I said, over 20 different teachers that are from around the country, all really, really amazing teachers. And there's also a lot of teachers that have lost their Sangha, that have lost their studios or places that they teach. Now they're looking for a home too. So we've put together a really, really great community online, and it was without a physical studio. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future we'll open a physical studio, but right now we're pretty limited to what we can do because of COVID. So we're trying to make it all happen online.
Right. That's amazing. I think it's been going really well. And can you tell us about the different kinds of classes that you have? Because it's not just yoga.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Shane said, we offer 15 different types of classes, and a lot of them are yoga. There's different classes for different levels. If you're a brand new beginner, we have something for you. If you've been practicing a long time and you're ready to try on some handstands or some arm balances, we have something. But yeah, like you mentioned, Natalie, there's more than just yoga. We have 20-minute meditations if you just want to take a break in the middle of your workday and just connect to your body, your breath, quiet your mind. They're guided visualizations. Those are really special. We have specialty classes every Saturday. So, there's people in our community that are training to be acupuncturists. So they're bringing meridian yoga, where you work on pressure points on yourself, and then you do some poses. What else do we have? Hopefully Reiki soon. We also have different class times too, right? We have 20-minute classes, 40-minute classes. If you're a busy working professional or a parent or someone that just doesn't have time right now for a full hour, there's all these different options for you. So we really try to create something for everyone. And like Shane mentioned, we have classes throughout the day. We really try to keep different time zones in mind. I just had someone on Instagram message us from Scotland saying, will the time zones work for me, the class times? And I was like, yeah, here's a list of when they're offered here and where they are in Edinburgh time. And it's pretty amazing to see that happen. That we have practitioners coming from Israel, from the UK, so it's pretty amazing.
So cool. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something and then I forgot. Yeah, I totally blanked. Well, I love what you're doing. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So for the community aspect, I've been practicing there, and I really appreciate. I get little notes from the little emails from the instructors, thanks for coming to class, because you don't have that person opportunity to connect with someone. And I think they're doing a great job of trying to build a connection. And, if you're there before class a little early, or after, you can stay after just for a few minutes, just to do a check-in, how did that feel? And people have an opportunity to share things and talk, and you end up seeing a lot of the same people on the Zoom and build a connection that way. I remember you were. So I still feel the community, even though it's all online, which is a pretty special thing.
Yeah, that was one of our goals too, just trying to, like I said, we were trying to kind of replicate that studio experience, and that it's a really hard thing to do, because when you're online, you might be feeling isolated at home, or be working from home, or sheltering in place. And, it's important right now for people to feel a sense of connection, and, kind of have have their quote unquote sangha. But the thing with a physical studio, usually when you walk into a physical studio, you can kind of decide your own path. Either you could choose to be alone and kind of just go to your mat and not talk to anybody, or there's always a teacher there or someone with the studio accessible to answer questions, to give you advice. If you're a first-time yoga student, you can go, say, okay, like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I set up? And that's one of the challenges with a lot of these virtual studios that are teaching live classes right now is there isn't that opportunity. It's kind of like, okay, I sign up, I jump into a class, and it's like, boom, I'm there with all these people, and these tiles looking at me, and it's really intimidating. So we're doing everything we can to break down those barriers and make people feel really comfortable. And, it's all, we're really focused on the yogi's experience, the customer's experience, making sure they feel comfortable, making sure they feel welcome, making sure that they understand that this is an accessible practice that's really for anybody, and there's definitely a place for them in our studio, no matter what their experience level is.
Yeah, I wanted to add on to that too. I'm so glad you brought up the emails that our teachers send. Like, we follow up with all of our students. We really want to make sure that customer service is number one for us. We're a small family-owned business. We're not a big corporation. We have that capacity to really be one-on-one. So we also offer to all of our new students, if you aren't familiar with yoga and you want to try it, but you're intimidated, we reach out to everyone and we're like, hey, do you want us to help you set up a personalized plan? Tell me your yoga experience. Tell me what your goals are. Are you trying to get fit? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to get more flexible? Do you just want to feel more grounded and calm during this crazy time? And then based off of that, we'll recommend different classes, different teachers to really help create a customized plan so that people come in feeling okay, I know what I'm doing. It can be intimidating joining a new studio. It can be very, very scary. It takes a lot of courage to walk into a new yoga studio. So I also just want to say everything Shane said is great, but if you also want to turn your camera off, that is totally fine, right? You're I do not want these people looking at me. I don't want to say hi to anyone. I just want to be anonymous. That is absolutely available. I'd say it's 50-50 people that turn their cameras on or leave them off. And either one's fine. And you can change your mind in the middle of class too. If you're okay, I'm done with this, camera off, I'm just going to practice on my own the rest of this. That's okay too. Everything is okay. I really even like to say that in the beginning of my classes, make this practice what you need it to be. If you want to add things on, add them on. If you want to take them away, and we're always there to answer questions. All of our teachers love to talk yoga. If you have customer service issues, we're there. We just really want to make sure everyone feels taken care of.
Well, as a testament to that, my husband, who does not yoga, has done a few classes already. So I think that means you guys are doing a good job.
Yeah, so proud of Adam.
I don't want anyone looking at me. I don't want to. I'm just probably going to get mad at me for saying this.
No, I mean, that's how a lot of people are, and it's there's, in a physical studio, even though you're surrounded by a lot of other people, there's kind of a sense of anonymity, if that's the right word. You can kind of have your own space. Your mat is kind of a little island, but it is more intimidating when you're jumping onto a virtual class because, everybody is looking at the same screen. So that's where we do tell people, if you want to keep your camera off the whole time, keep it off by all means. This is, like Chris said, it's your practice. We don't need to see people, it's about you and it's about your practice. But if you want to turn your camera on and you want the teacher to maybe give you some virtual adjustments or tips or pointers, they're happy to do that too. So it doesn't, all we care about is that people join in and have a good experience, whatever they want that experience to be.
Yeah, and all of our teachers have a lot of experience teaching brand new beginners. So, if you're feeling intimidated, please don't. We have so much experience with that, especially in the studios that we used to teach at. It was pretty much someone's first time every single class at the studio we used to teach at. So, you're in good hands. You're well taken care of.
Absolutely. And to that point, when I'm taking a class from you guys, I have my camera on, but I'm not looking, and other people have their cameras on, but I'm not looking at anybody else ever. I'm either looking at what the instructor's doing or myself. So, and I think most people do that. If you're into your yoga practice, you're not going to be like analyzing what all the other people are doing. So,
Yeah.
Totally. There's not even really time for it.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, you pin the instructor so you can like, if you get lost, you can see. Or yeah, I'll do the same thing as you. I'll pin myself and then I can like see my own alignment and make my own little corrections. So really good point. Totally.
And the other cool thing is that I get to see a lot of dogs on mats and pets.
Yes. It's
Part of home yoga.
It's the best part.
Come to join.
Yeah, it's so cute when like someone's on their mat and their dog just like comes and jumps all over them, and yeah, kitties and children and like all the things are welcome. Like I've had people be like, sorry, I turned my camera off because my dog was there. I'm like, no, we want to see the dogs. Like life is chaos, right? Like, I mean, yeah, your children might be running around and screaming and like your pets are crawling all over you, but like that's part of life, right? Like that's what makes it so beautiful. And like that's okay to bring all of that to your mat. Like let it be messy if it feels messy. It's okay, you know? Everything is welcome. So yeah, the doggies are the best.
Yeah. We're all in this struggle bus together.
He's gonna pull up our dog now. This is Soda Pop.
Oh, it's so good.
Our unofficial mascot.
I love it. Here, I'll say, Bowser, say hi. Oh, no.
Aw, Bowser. I loved your dog dance party the other day before class, by the way. It was so cute. A bunch of the students, including Natalie, had their dogs and there was music playing and everyone started dancing with their dogs. And it was the cutest thing ever. And that's amazing. It's like people that don't even know each other, all of them have their dogs on screen and are like dancing. And like that's connection, right? Like that's what it's about.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. So if you want to sign up, go to unitebyyoga.com.
I love that.
Anything else to add?
You can follow us on Instagram at Unite by Yoga. Feel free to reach out. info@unitebyyoga.com is our email if you want suggestions on what class to take or you just want to reach out with any other questions.
I guess, yeah, one thing that's worth adding is currently we're structured, as Chris said, with a sliding scale. So as low as $5 up to $25, pay what you can. It's per drop-in right now. So whenever you want to take a class, you can just drop in and pay what you want. We are working on a subscription model, which we're planning to roll out soon for people who don't want to worry about having to pay each time. They can just kind of set it and forget it kind of thing. So that's something we'll be rolling out soon. We do have gift cards for anybody who wants to give the gift of yoga for the holiday or for New Year's or for any time. So feel free to go to unitebyyoga.com, grab a gift card, send it to your friends and family. Yeah, and just we really appreciate your support. Oh, also, Natalie, I don't know if you saw this, but if you go to unitebyyoga.com/schedule, we now have a app that you can add to your phone. So yeah, you click on the button, add it to your home screen. We've got a custom app that takes you directly to our schedule page anytime you want to take a class.
Really cool. I'm always like, Google Unite by Yoga.
Yeah, exactly. So just add the app to your phone. Makes it super easy to sign up for class.
Awesome. And I'll type notes about all this in the comments of
Cool.
on my Facebook group. Think big, buy small, and you actually.
Yay.
Yay. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Natalie, for doing this. What a pleasure and just so incredible. I've been watching all the videos so far that you've put up, and I'm excited to support the other small businesses. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Have a happy weekend.
You too.
Yeah. Oh no. I can't shut it up.